32 pizzas.
32 pizzas.
So we got a tower of pizzas again. So we wiped them out. We took all they had. So I just wanted to come on here and address comments like this. Where's the healthy food? Why is Braden eating nothing but pizza? Do you not care about your children's health? There's a reason that you look like you do. Go figure, you know, stuff like that. I've been getting that constantly, which I was already prepared to get that because I'm not, you know, the typical stick skinny supermodel.
Don't do that. Don't do that. There's a big difference between the weight that you are now and like the extreme stick supermodel. There's a big in between. Be legit. Many times in the past, we have spoke about how one of the biggest factors into whether you'll likely be overweight usually stems from what happens within the household. So whether your parents were overweight or the type of foods you were given to eat, how your family in general views doing exercises and sports and things of that nature. And I think today's video is probably one of the most extreme examples of what I was saying, simply because we are going to be going over this TikTok mom, and I'm calling her a TikTok mom because that's where the content comes from. And basically she's someone that shows people what her bi-weekly shop is like of a mom of 3 boys, and basically she goes through the foods that she eats, and this one popped up, and I'm not even gonna lie, I thought it was fake. I couldn't believe that someone would really feed this to their kids, but it turns out it's real because she does it every 2 weeks. She'll make a video like this. So I thought it'd be interesting to go over like the foods that she shows, and also she does have some videos where she talks about the backlash, because clearly, based off what I'm going to show you, the video goes viral because people are like, oh my god. And the first thing I want to get out of the way is one of the first excuses that most people say is, oh, well, you know, healthy food's expensive and you may live in a food desert where you haven't got access to food and all that stuff. I don't think she's a part of that, because I'm pretty sure a good bunch of stuff she's buying is from like Costco and like big stores. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it.
Grocery haul as a 37-year-old full-time working mom. Also moved her parents in with her. So we have groceries today from 3 different places. We got groceries from Sam's, Walmart, 4 places. Sam's, Walmart, Food Lion, and Piggly Wiggly. So we got 2 containers of the 2-bite brownies. 2 of those because they'll be gone so quick. We got 1 big thing of Cinnamon Toast Crunch because we still had some left over from last trip.
So first off, she got the big old box of brownies. I'm not too mad at. It's 2 weeks. Same goes for the cereal. Even though they're a box of sugar, a lot of people sometimes try and act like they're high and mighty, like they're above eating cereal, when in reality, the majority of us probably watching this probably grew up upon sugary cereals. Now, is it the best thing to eat in the morning? No. You're literally setting your kids off with a sugary burst, and they probably go to school all hyperactive, and it's teachers' issue to deal with.
We got a big box of the oatmeal cream pie. We got some cereal bars. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big bags of fries.
That's too much. In case any of you missed it, she said this is the shop that should last 2 weeks, and she did say it's for 6 of them, so it's not just for her and the 3 kids. So it's her, 3 boys, and her mom and dad. That means they almost are probably eating those oven chips every single day for all of those bags to not last 2 weeks. I know kids like chips, but this is a lot. It'd be interesting to know moving forward, because we haven't seen them yet, if she shows her kids if they're overweight, because usually if you're overweight and you start having a lifestyle of these sort of foods, typically your kids are going to get there too. I would bet at least 2 out of 3 of them are probably going to be overweight.
Some cucumbers, some lettuce. Here's that good old Lewis bread from the Piggly Wiggly.
So we saw 2 vegetables. Let's see if they make a comeback near the end as well.
Some bananas.
Finally, fruit.
Blocks of the Monterey Jack cheese. We got a watermelon. We got 2 big things of mayonnaise because we be going through some mayonnaise.
But raw, people go through 2 tubs. Look how big it is in 2 weeks. And because I'm a crazy person, I'm going to check how much calories is in this, because those tubs look huge. If they're going through that every 2 weeks and it's 2 big tubs, 1 tablespoon is 100 calories.
Big things of mayonnaise because we be going through some mayonnaise. We got some grapes. We got some eggs.
I know it's a small thing, but she's only bought 1 pack of eggs, and those like 12 eggs. 1 pack of 12 eggs, like, hopefully most of you watching the myth of like, you know, eggs is bad for your cholesterol and all that stuff. Eggs are like a very good food. Like, it's got a good source of protein, good source of healthy fats. I don't know why it's in my head, because I could eat 12 eggs in a week by myself without my girl or my daughter. So just to see them, a family of 6, only have 12 eggs, It just seems odd that of all the things she's bought in bulk, like 7 bags of fries, but you only have 1 pack of eggs.
2 blocks of the mozzarella cheese, 6 blocks of the mild cheddar cheese.
How much cheese does she need? Didn't you already show us like 6 blocks on my nuts?
Blocks of the Monterey Jack cheese. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Dr. Peppers.
8 Dr. Peppers. Yeah, I'm standing by my prediction. I'm standing by my... Actually, did we see the kids? I haven't even been paying attention to the background. Have we seen any of these kids? Okay, there's one. So one of the kids so far we can see is not overweight. He looks like a normal sized kid. You know what I mean? So that's one out. I said 2 out of 3 will probably be overweight. So he may be the one. Let's see if I'm wrong or right.
8 Dr. Peppers. We got these subs for Bryson. He absolutely loves the Italian Hero subs at Walmart.
You know, just noticed, so far, we have not seen her pick up 1 slice of meat, like nothing that she can cook herself, and that's a big red flag.
We got 4 of these for him, so this should last him for quite a few days here. We got 1, we still have a few of those left, and Brantley is literally the only one that drinks them. We got a box of Fruit Loops. We got 1 bag of the purple Doritos.
Still no meat.
We got a thing of buttermilk, big bag of sugar.
You know, I'm not even going to go over the sugar. That's a massive, maybe this is the first one they've ordered in months, because there's no way they go through one of those packs of sugar every 2 weeks.
We got the Fruit Loops with marshmallows. We got some Oreos. We got 2 packs of Capri Suns. We got 4 New York strips.
Finally, there is meat. I wasn't sure how long we were going to have to go without meat. This should be the meat section. This should be when we see all the protein sources, because she has shown us like literally 98% of it has just been processed or frozen or cereal.
We got 2 packs of ribeyes here. We got a thing of drumsticks here. We got 2 packs of pork chops. 32 pizzas.
32 pizza.
So we got a tower of pizzas again for Brayden. I will cry. So we wiped them out. We took all they had. And then we got 10.
Roll that back. I don't even know what to say. 32 pizzas that she goes through in 2 weeks. Okay, this is a fact then. This with the chips, fries, means that she likely gives them pizza and chips at least once a day. Because to go through 32 pizzas in reality is insane. I would almost think this is fake. Like if someone had shown me this, I would have said it's fake. There's no way a family of only 3 boys is going through that many pizzas. Because let's be real, what's the chances that her mom and dad's going to be eating pizza? Like maybe she does because she's only 37, which is already kind of crazy. She looks older than 37. But say that she eats the pizzas too. That's just 32 pizzas is insane. All right, so this is a different video, but I just had to check something because I wanted to know if this is legit. Like this is a consistent thing.
The tower of pizzas. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30 pizzas. Oh my god.
Yeah, she's crazy. She is getting killed in the comments, right? And it's going to be interesting to watch her reply to some of this stuff. But when you post content like this, you cannot be surprised. 32, Jesus Christ. Like, that is more than I would ever have thought. If she had shown us 10, I would have said that's a bit much. 32.
We wiped them out. We took all they had. And then we got 10 packs of strawberry Kool-Aid. And we got 3 cases of water, but I am not picking those up for y'all. So. And then we also ordered an 8-count box of deluxe mac and cheese online at Sam's and an 8-count box of Velveeta mac and cheese at Sam's. That's not here yet. It's gonna be shipped here.
Mac and cheese is pasta and cheese, right? Like, it's a mad high calorie thing. Like, my family loves mac and cheese. I'm not a fan. I'm not a huge fan of dairy like that, but cheese.
Okay, and my mom has a total for me. So all of that together is $476.68 today.
So that was like almost $500, right? Depending on obviously the county or the state you live in, I do believe that you could probably make a lot more smart swaps that would go further. For example, if they're buying 32 pizzas, that means they have enough freezer space, like a deep freezer, to save them all because they're all not going in the fridge. Which means that when it comes to the meat, like various meats, she could have bought more of them and then put in the freezer so she's consistently cooking. It seems to me that the large bulk of their daily diet is processed food. unless she goes again to buy more meat. But from the sounds of it, she only goes every 2 weeks. The meats that she bought, in my opinion, if it was me, that would probably only last me and maybe 2 other adults a week. And that's pushing it, for being completely honest. For that to be a family of 6, I think that's just not enough, especially in comparison to all the snacks and fizzy drinks and processed stuff that she bought. And bearing in mind, more foods come in. She said like 4 or 8 trays of different types of mac and cheese come into the house, which they're probably going to live off as a bulk throughout most of their week. That's just crazy. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, your upbringing definitely does have an impact into how overweight you can get. Earlier on, I did make the comment about like whether the kids are probably overweight, because we saw one of them. I went back and scanned through the video because the first time around, if being completely honest, I was just amazed at what I was seeing. I wasn't really paying attention to the background. And I think one more kid pops up. I'm gonna guess is maybe the middle child we don't see. And as you can see, he's an overweight kid. Like he's fairly overweight. You can tell. I ain't got to even go over it too much. I don't want to keep him on the screen too long. But you can see he's an overweight kid. Hopefully he gets into sports and as he gets older, gets out of some of these eating habits. However, the thing to know is that when you get into these sort of eating styles, it is hard to break. Like, there's many people as they grow up and they say that I wish my parents were a little bit more strict with the foods I ate, because I just found it so hard to actually improve as I got older. Because even as recent as I think it was last year, I had a client that was very overweight. Like I think he was like 270. And obviously in his questionnaire form when we spoke, he was more or less saying that he wished his parents was better prepared. He feels like they set him up wrong in life, because he gave me like the daily breakdown of the sort of foods they eat every day. It wasn't as insane as this person, for being completely honest. It was more cultural food. Was an Asian guide, so it was high calorie foods, but it was home cooked foods, but it was like very greasy, very oily foods. And he feels like now at the age of 32 it's holding him back. And I had to say to him, yes, that does have a big impact, especially in your childhood. It gets instilled in your brain. However, at the age of 32, you can try and take more ownership. It's not as simple as that, because obviously it's your mental, you've been trained and almost built that way, but you have to learn to break those habits so you can start improving. This sort of lifestyle definitely will set people wrong. So if you have kids, obviously don't go this route. And bearing in mind, I'm someone super fussy as well. So I know some of these foods she's probably bought because the kids probably say, I'm not eating anything but pizza. But in those situations happens, you got to be blunt and just say no. Because I was a fussy and I put my mom and dad through hell at points. But they like made slight concessions, but they didn't just feed me junk food. You know what I mean? Like, they forcibly would make me sit there until I ate some real food. And eventually I did, because I was like, I want to go play with toys. So sometimes you gotta be the bad guy and just say that no, you cannot eat McDonald's all day, or no, you can't eat nothing but pizza and chips, or no, you can't do this and that. And that's just a part of being a parent. Anyways, before we even leave here, I want to get into her response to this backlash, because let's be real, we saw a little bit too much of this like Oreos and snacks and stuff, and not enough of the good old meat. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of what meat it is, whether it's red, chicken, or whatever it is, either option is much better than you just scoffing down non-stop processed sugars. So there's 2 responses. There's this one here that says, where is the healthy food? And you've got another one here that says, are you proud of this?
Am I proud of what exactly? Buying groceries for my children or my family? Yeah. I get paid every 2 weeks, and if I budget a certain amount of money to go shopping. Do I purchase the same things every single time? No. Will I always buy pizza? Yes, always. It is not going to stop. I don't care what y'all think. I don't care what y'all say. I do not care. You literally cannot win on this app.
So yes, social media is a place where a lot of people will be negative. However, in this instance, one, you have chosen to put this public. Therefore, it's fair game. People can react to it the same way how you're reaping benefits of like the people watching you and you're getting paid from some of these videos going viral. You got to take the good with the bad, or the bad with the good, I should say. And in essence, they're just trying to highlight to you that this is not a normal way of eating. For you, maybe this was normal because you've probably been brought up this way and you've never seen anything wrong. But when millions of people are pointing out like this probably isn't the best, maybe, just maybe, you should have a second look and take a little bit of accountability. There's one thing if she had said like, I know it's not the best, but as time goes on, we're going to try and veer them into a proper diet where I actually cook for them more frequently. But it was more just like, it is what it is. And even when you give her more grace, like some of the comments aren't actually like from what I've seen anyway, like pure hateful ones. A lot of them are like, I mean, like no disrespects, but have you ever even considered like switching out some of these foods for other things just to make sure it's a little bit more healthy for your kids and XYZ? Like, obviously there are some that's just going to say, terrible mom, and that's all they say. But a good bunch of them are leaving fairly good criticism, and she just ignores it. And lastly, we have her responding to like, where is all the healthy foods?
So I just wanted to come on here and address comments like this. Where's the healthy food? Why is Braden eating nothing but pizza? Do you not care about your children's health? There's a reason that you look like you do. Go figure, you know, stuff like that. I've been getting that constantly, which I was already prepared to get that because I'm not, you know, the typical stick skinny supermodel.
Don't do that. Don't do that. There's a big difference between the weight that you are now and like the extreme stick supermodel. There's a big in between. To be honest, there's much more levels than that. At the moment, you're very obese. There's overweight, there's slightly chubby, there's like a somewhat average body size, there's slim, there's thin, then there's supermodel skinny when they're damn near anorexic. Don't act like because you're not all the way over here, people are saying that to you. I don't like when people do that. Like, be legit. Now, if she was a regular sized woman, I do think she'd still get backlash, but I don't think it would be as severe. But in regards to that response from her, ducking accountability like it's nobody's business.
It just blows my mind though how many people think that they know our entire lives based off of a few videos a day, like 2 to 3 minute videos, probably 3 or 4 videos a day. Out of 24 hours, you think that you know my life. What is that? Just say they're 3 minutes each, 12 minutes, and I post 4 videos. From 12 minutes, you think you know our entire lives?
That don't work. See, that would work, for example, if you only filmed yourself going to like a McDonald's or a takeaway store and only showing feeding your kids that. But because you're purchasing all these volumes of food, we obviously know the food's got to go somewhere and it's going in their bellies. So we know what you're feeding them over the course of the 2 weeks. So that's not a good argument. What she's saying would only make sense if you're showing us a glimpse of your life. That only would be in that glimpse, like if you went to a takeaway store. Because once you leave there, the food's staying there, you're going home. But because you have bought so much processed stuff and put them in your house for you to eat throughout the next 2 weeks, before you do the same thing, we obviously know that you're going to eat that food. Regardless if you may add a little bit more meat in there, maybe, who knows if you do or you don't, but you definitely are using up all that processed stuff because you say that most of it gets used. So another poor argument, don't make no sense. Yeah, I mean, this is when people start poking holes in your responses because what you're saying doesn't match what you've actually shown people. Yeah, it's only a 3-minute video, but that 3-minute video shows us what your next 2 weeks is going to be like, if you get what I'm saying.
You think you know that I never push my kids to eat anything healthy, or that there's not a reason maybe that they are picky or that they only eat in certain things? That's just insane to me. It's crazy. My children are very, very picky. They got it honest. I was picky as a child. But there's also other reasons behind some of that, especially for Braden, that you guys don't understand. And the assumptions are just crazy.
I take what she's saying there is that whether he's got some sort of like autism type business where he only eats certain foods, which is very possible. But in regards to if he's just certainly very picky, as I mentioned earlier, I was severely picky when I was younger. Like, as of now, I think someone gave me like a definition of some sort of acronym of what it was I had. Because I've made videos on my channel talking about how I improved my picky self from like childhood. I think I've made 2 or 3 videos on it. But in general, the one thing I will say is that my parents didn't enable my picky eating to extremes. Like, they conceded when it came to home cooked foods. Like, sometimes my mom would cook for me specific foods that she knew I would eat, but it was still home cooked food. It wasn't like, oh, they would all eat proper food and then she would just buy me a pizza. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be what would happen. She would maybe make the special dish that I used to like eating. And slowly but surely, every so often, she would like, no, you have to eat what we're eating because it just costs too much to keep buying other foods. So yeah, personally, both responses, I would say, lack accountability or acknowledgement. It gave us a little bit more insight, but I don't think it justifies the stuff that she was buying. But that's just my opinion. Oh, there's a good response here, actually. I think that covers basically what I said. This person posted, you literally posted your entire grocery haul for 2 weeks and showed us every single item in that haul. That is not speculation at this point, it's facts. Please don't post a GoFundMe one day when your loved one gets sick. Okay, it's going far. But the beginning of the message was basically what I was saying, like, if you're showing us 2 weeks, it's 2 weeks, basically, isn't it? All right, an extra bonus now is, basically, I'm trying to shoot her more bail by giving her more grace, and by looking through more of her content.
We are going to have a pizza for Brayden. We're gonna mix some cauliflower on top of his pizza. He doesn't know.
Well, I guess it's something. She basically got like a tiny bit of cauliflower and trying to mix it in with the cheese and hope he doesn't notice to get it in him. I guess she mixed in stuff with the medicine. However, I do think with all the quantity of other foods there is, I don't know if that little bit of cauliflower is going to do much. However, I am a firm believer in something is better than nothing. I do think, though, as a whole, most of the nutritional diet thing probably needs an overhaul. At least cut some of the processed stuff down to 50% of your shop and then have the rest of it be like real foods. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below. You could thoroughly disagree with me and just go, yo, she's a working mom. She's doing what she got to do. But with that being said, please watch another video if you want to see another reaction to something crazy, or let me know your thoughts down below in regards to this